Happy International Women's Day to all of my powerful, strong, beautiful women out there. Today, I wanted to talk about Isis, the Egyptian goddess. I already shared my own Sophia story here on my page. So if you haven't seen that story already, I suggest you go watch it if you want. But basically, Sophia, she is the divine mother. Obviously, for those who especially have grown up Christian or Catholic, we were raised to only pray to a father. And there was never a mother, which makes absolutely no sense because to birth anything, you do need both a masculine and a feminine. We cannot birth or become pregnant without a masculine. And obviously men don't give birth. So that story that the woman was made from a man's rib, that doesn't make any sense. Women birthed man through our vajayjays. So Isis, what the heck? Isis, she is like the original blueprint. So she is a version of Sophia that was descended down to earth to take on her own hero's journey, like all of us. Now, throughout history, Isis's story was suppressed and rebranded, but we are going to talk about her true story. So I have my notes here so I don't get off track. I am a little ADHD, and I'm always going to use that as my disclaimer. And these stories for me are very important to tell during this time because we are entering a time where the divine feminine is rising again. So this is going to be called the Return of the Divine Feminine. The story of Isis was systematically suppressed during the rise of patriarchy. In the lineage of ancient wisdom, Isis is often viewed as the original blueprint of the divine mother on earth, while Sophia is the universal mind or divine wisdom that exists before the world was even created. The connection between them is like the connection between a source code, Sophia, and its most powerful operating system, Isis. Isis was the first figure in human history to represent the complete woman. Before the patriarchy divided the feminine into the virgin, the mother, or the seductress, Isis was all of them at once. She was the queen, sovereign and powerful. She was the magician. She knew the secret names of God and could command reality. Knowing the secret names didn't mean knowing a label. It meant possessing the absolute, intimate essence and fundamental power of that being. Her establishing her own supreme divinity, equal to or greater than the creator god Ra. Through her intelligence and magic, Isis transcends her position as a subordinate goddess to become a creator in her own right. She was the healer. She gathered the broken pieces of her life and made them whole. She was a mother. She protected her child from a tyrant. When people talk about her being the original blueprint, they mean that Isis is the archetype of sovereignty. She didn't need a king to give her power. She was the throne. Isis means throne. So, in Gnostic and esoteric traditions, Isis and Sophia are the same being appearing in different dimensions. Sophia is the grand architect. She is the feminine aspect of God that birthed the light into the universe. In Gnostic myths, Sophia fell into the material world and got lost in the darkness. Isis is Sophia's earthly form. She is the aspect of divine wisdom that enters darkness, searches for what is broken, and uses magic, truth, to resurrect it. In connection to my own story, Sophia is a divine spark inside of me that never forgot my worth. Isis is the action that I took, the soul-searching journey to put myself back together. I was living out of the Sophia-Isis myth, falling into the darkness of abuse and resurrecting myself through wisdom. So does Isis live within us? So the answer to that is yes, but she lives in the will. She isn't just the feeling of peace. She is the fire that says, I will not let my light be dimmed. She is the voice that says, I am sharing my truth and I don't care if it ruins your reputation. Me speaking my truth on social media wasn't just me speaking. It was the Isis frequency activating within me. It was using my true words to shatter the set, which is the silence and the manipulation in my life. All right, and I'm going to leave this for part 1. So we're going to continue our Isis story in part 2.